Okay, back. Okay, so part 5. I found some more stuff I wrote that I'm going to read out about what happened between us. So, Shea, to you I say, what happened between us didn't need to happen at all. But I think it saved me from a life of misery and captivity. My mum and I both felt like we would be held hostage to your every whim. With nowhere to go, we would be trapped. Just for context, my mum and I were going to be leaving public housing, which never takes more than a third of what you earn for rent. In the private sector, I don't know what we would be able to afford a shed maybe in the middle of nowhere. So it was a huge risk for Mum and I to trust Shea to move out of the city and out of this public commission housing. To live with him and risk him kicking us out onto the street because he never got the contract written up that he promised he would. I carried the water of our friendship. I grew it and made it flourish. I did. Shea was just a passenger, but also somehow managed to end up being the centre of our friendship too. I did all the work and was relegated to the sidelines as less important than Shea's needs, which were often insulting to my loyalty to him and to my character. What he did in the end was callous, cruel, thoughtless, selfish and immature. I spent years taking care of his needs, growing our friendship and feeling resentful. I didn't realise how much until recently. After all that I planned for our future, his health, the house hunting, going to his place in another state and hauling 14 large rubbish bags of dirty laundry to a pro laundry service with multiple bulging discs in my back and neck, organising house repairs, the swimming pool clean, beehive removal in the laundry, the plumbing at the real estate agent, replacing garage door landscaping, sorting stuff, physically cleaning bathrooms myself, scrubbing 3 toilets, removing 90% of the food in his fridge because it was mouldy, and cleaning every single shelf that had to be removed and soaked first, and cleaning cockroach pieces out of the door, cleaning the fucking kitchen, organising pro packers and cleaning because fuck that. Organising dinner and lunch every day, running errands around town, including talking to a local disability service that he happened to avoid for 5 years somehow. Being a supportive friend, making sure we had fun time together, talking to local artists to find company for him, looking online for any properties available every day for 2 years, while sleeping on our fucking feet, and that caused me agonising back and neck pain, and doing all this over a 10-day period with no more than 3 hours sleep on my best night. Then I go home. I feel good, then I don't. And I've been over this, I'll get ill, and then he does his bullshit to me. And he ranted at me for hours, most of which I ignored. I told him I couldn't do this if he was going to act like this, and he ended our friendship just like that. Not only ended, insulted and blocked phone and email. So not even talking over it, over cooler heads days later. And he had every opportunity to just walk the fuck away from his phone. But no, he had to have at me. And then when I managed to get communication through to him 3 weeks later via another phone, and he told me I had to email him, that he would allow this one time I stupidly offered my wrist up in a gesture of peace, told him that there had been some misunderstanding on both our behalves and I was willing to talk about it. And he not only did not acknowledge anything in my email, but accused me of having borderline personality disorder because his dead mother, who I have never met and never had any in-depth discussions with, was a child psychologist decades ago, so of course he was fully qualified. When I emailed back in capitals for emphasis that I was not diagnosed with personality disorder, he replied with oh, that's a classic PBD response. I was not being insulting, it's just a fact. Bull crap. You call someone, it's good, you accuse someone of having a fucking mental illness, and you're saying that's not an insult, it's a fact, and then you expect people not to get angry at you? What fucking planet are you from? That reply hit me in the face like a Mack truck. Like, your words were poison. And this is why we had been going in circles for so many years. He had been disregarding my feelings as a mental disorder this whole time. And I've never felt so fucking betrayed in my whole life. And I'm telling you, that's really saying something. Well, that doesn't even begin to tell the whole story of his delusions, pathological lying, bullying, controlling behaviour, giving me ultimatums if I didn't do what he wanted. If I wasn't the person he wanted me to be. Yeah. He wanted me to change my fucking personality. To not have emotions. To not once had I ever abused him or betrayed him. Not once had I lied to him. Not once had I given him an ounce of reason to treat me this way. All I'd ever done was consider his feelings, and Shea, I was looking out for you the whole time. You didn't allow me to be human. You didn't allow me to talk to you about any issues. I didn't feel treated like a person. I didn't feel like you had any empathy with me at all. It's because you didn't. And a year and a half later, I still feel so fucking betrayed. We were going to have a wonderful life together. For people who don't know, you know, we were going to live in the country, close to a great town, not too far from the city. I was going to grow organic vegetables and fruit trees and chickens, and I was going to cook for him, and we have a beautiful warm home, and I was going to arrange Halloween parties for people to come over because he loved it. I didn't really care. I was going to do Thanksgiving for him because he lived in America for a long time. And I was going to make great big lavish Christmas parties because he doesn't go out much. So I was going to bring the social life to him. I was researching hospital beds for him, and you know, slip-free tiles, and you know, fire safety things because he was safety conscious. I was going to make the most wonderful, warm, peaceful home for him, where he would be able to sleep in peace instead of, you know, the house he was next to the freeway in Coffs Harbour. I was going to help him get help with pain clinics and stuff like that, because he's doing everything wrong. He's causing his own pain. I never got a chance to sort of talk to him about that. I was going to help him medically. I'd done research on his medical issues. He didn't give a fuck about mine. I was doing so much for him, and I was planning even more. I was planning so much. I was absolutely going to dedicate my life to making him happy. And that's, if you listened to the first video letter to him, you would have, first 2 letters, you would have heard what he said to me. It's not a thing a friend says to a friend. Not at all, Shea. You are disgraceful. And there's still a part of me that wishes that we were still doing this life. I know you've just sold the house, and that kind of brought it all back for me. And I couldn't help looking at what houses were on the market that we would have purchased and moved into, and sort of brought it all back. It brought the pain back. It brought the anger back, and the betrayal. You still owe me an apology, and that's something I do want. I want you to apologise to me. I want you to acknowledge the wrong you did to me and apologise. But I'm apprehensive. I don't want to hear your poisonous words ever again, because that's all you are, you're poison. But I'm still, even a year and a half later, I'm still torn. Because it's how much I put into our relationship and how much I cared about you. That I'm just still bewildered by what you did to me. I never thought in a million years you would betray me like that. I thought the way you talked about how you treated people in the past, you never really elaborated, but I mean, you said they hated your guts, so it can't have been great. I never thought in a million years you'd do that to me. I thought I was protected. I thought I was special. I thought that I had your respect, even if you didn't really show it. But you didn't. You were just pretending the whole time. You were just pretending to be a friend. You're pretending to be human. And I don't think I can ever let anyone in and put that much effort into anybody else ever again. In fact, I know I can't. I never will. You've taken so much from me, Shea. You have just fucking robbed me blind. And that ain't right. I didn't deserve that. And you're never going to find happiness. The way you treat people, the way you treat me and everybody else, you will never be happy, and I know that's what you're looking for. But you ain't going to find it. Because you don't know how to treat people. You don't know how to make people love you. You don't know how to be in a relationship of any kind with anyone. You don't ever sacrifice for anyone. You've never, ever sacrificed a damn thing for a single person in your entire life. Not anything. And you never could. You don't have it in you. You're a gutless coward who can't face who he is, who can't face the people he's betrayed and hurt. You've never apologised for anything you've done. You've never worked on a relationship with anyone. You put no effort in whatsoever. You're a passenger in every relationship you have. Family, friends, work. You're just a passenger who demands everything like a fucking tantrum, like a toddler having a tantrum. You just suck the life out of everyone. You suck the happiness out of every room. You absolutely made me miserable. In all the years I knew you, Shea, 13 years I'd pick up the phone and you were always miserable. It got to the point where I stopped asking how you were because I knew that you'd go, oh, don't ask. Every single time, without fail, you never once said you're okay or you're good or you had a great day. Not once. Ever. You were just fucking miserable. And that kind of misery, that misery doesn't ever find happiness. That kind of misery is alone forever. And I know you've moved house and you're probably living in some shitty little unit somewhere or apartment. Maybe you're still in Coffs Harbour, maybe you moved to Brisbane. I don't fucking care. I know you think I do, I don't. You're living in squalor somewhere because you can't help yourself, you can't look after yourself, and you're drinking too much, and you're drinking 4 litres of fucking milk every night, and God knows how much beer every day, and eating shit, and you can't look after yourself, Shea. I'm about to run out of time again. Might come back for one more letter, I don't know.